Hi guys, welcome back my channel. Today I will review the Young and the Restless next day. Now let's find out.
The Young and the Restless Monday, October 26th. Lola meets a sobbing Elena at the Crimson Lights. She says she's fine, but Lola thinks she needs a friend. After a few urges, Elena admits she's a bad person and explains how she slept with Nate. She never thought of herself as a bad person before. Anyway, the chef encouraged her to fight for Devon. Elena cannot see victory in that battle, so her friend asks her how she feels about Nate. The theme revolved around how difficult it was for Lola to keep leaving Kyle. She encourages her friend to focus on what she cares about so that she can overcome her hurt. For Elena, that means quitting her job at the clinic and finding a place to live. Lola immediately offered her roommate. Meanwhile, Adam spotted Ray entering and quickly said his congratulation orderly. Ray says he's waiting for an arrest warrant for him. Newman warned him that things were not going well for Sharon. They argued over the case the police were against him and then over Adam's history with Sharon. Chelsea came to hear the strings when Ray gave a talk about Adam for mocking his fiancée. She was horrified to hear him say Sharon was her future. Devon and Amanda come to the guild and she is told about Nate and Elena by him. He has been questioning everything since he was betrayed. He assured her that they had done nothing wrong and was sympathetic to everything that happened. Devon will never be able to forgive them. At the penthouse, Devon asks Amanda to fly to New York to meet an artist. She passed. She can sense him and what he is going through, but there is no need to associate it with Nate and Elena. He confirmed that this was just a business trip. The lawyer couldn't get over how bad it would be and partly blamed herself for all of this. She offered to listen to his problems. Devon brought Amanda back to her old place. There is a letter waiting for her from Pi, who has investigated her past. She's not sure she's ready, but open it up. Her Pi interviewed Rose's neighbor, who claimed that she had never been pregnant. One day, a child appeared. Nick stopped by Sharon's to check on Faith. She says their daughter is busy in her room and wonders why he's worried. As he sat down, they talked about Faith being a wonderful kid, but she looked tired. He told Sharon that he is proud of the way she fights cancer. They talked about him being Ray's best man. She thanked him for his great support. Then Sharon went downstairs and Ray surprised her with a ring. That's exactly what she wanted. He eagerly arranged an appointment and suggested Halloween, but they decided on New Year's Eve. At the clinic, Nate talks on the phone with someone about her injured hand. Nick stopped by and asked him about his injury. He assumed a woman had been involved and guessed what happened. The doctor hopes he can get back what he did. After that, Elena stops by and announced that she will no longer volunteer there. Nate offers to leave the clinic, so she doesn't have to. Elena is worried that Devon might withdraw the money if she continues. She was sure Devon would eventually forgive him because they were family. Adam came home and called Chelsea. She comes down with the bag already packed. He said he wanted them to move in with Connor. Chelsea pointed out that she had just heard him talk about Sharon and wondered what changed his mind. He insisted he was only saying those things to annoy Ray. She refused to make disposable chair fillers. I'm officially and forever done, she announced, stepping outside. In the park, Jack and Lauren discuss the necklace's journey. Lauren believes it doesn't please its owner, but if you lose it, something happens. Jack realizes she thinks it's cursed. That sounds far-fetched, Lauren admitted. Jack called Kyle to make an appointment to see him at home, then met Chloe and Gloria with Miles. He teases Glo about abandoning Jabet and abandoning him. She boasts that she has a job with a Hollywood producer, unless Jack has a more lucrative offer. He can't compete. Chloe then evaluated Gloria's return to Genoa City, and found that she didn't tell the full story. Glo claims she has a flashy life but she's lonely. In the penthouse, Elena tells Devon how sad she was when she packed her clothes. He asked if she could please leave the keys on the table. Elena did so, then exited, pausing to look back for a moment. At the Crimson Lights, Amanda told Nate that Elena confirmed her suspicions about them. Nate betrayed his cousin in the worst possible way and invited Amanda to let him have it. Amanda asked about her hand. Nate replied, the doctor said it was too early to speak, and was more concerned about hitting himself with words. Amanda wished him well and stepped out. Devon then wanders, mentioning Nate's hand and sharing that he asked Elena to move out. Nate urges him not to let him ruin what they have. Devon thinks she will take care of it. At home, Devon assured Lily that he would not let what had happened destroy him. Lily was worried, he suffered too much loss. She reminded him of the things Neil regretted knowing about him and Hillary. Devon shrugged, it's different, Elena and Nate just hooked up. He reminded her that when Mia cheated, it took time to get over it. Then, Amanda came to check. Devon said happily he was fine. She doesn't believe him. Devon suggested that she accompany him on a trip to New York to sign a new artist for LP. Nate finds Elena at the clinic and says he is sorry about the pain he has caused, but what happened between them is all he wants to happen, everything he still wants. Elena asks him to stop, but Nate has never been more certain of anything and has long wanted her. Elena protested. At Abbott Pub, Jack told the family that he and Lauren had an idea related to Tears of Love. He asked a jeweler to split the necklace into pieces for each family member to commemorate Dina. Kyle was depressed and personally updated his father about Summer watching over him and believing that he still loves Lola. Jack says his next move will be his choice and not someone else's, but don't underestimate the power of your grandmother's gift to us. At Chancellor's mansion, Michael assured Glo that they were happy to meet her. Gloria admits she was happy to hear, then went to lie down. Chloe informs the brethren that they are right, Gloria is definitely in trouble and is hiding something. At the Crimson Lights, Jack tells Lauren about her dream of dancing with Dina the night she died. She told him that she was with John, who wanted him to know that he was proud of him and his family. He wakes up feeling renewed. Lauren thinks he's starting a new chapter. Jack did not know where his life was going, but felt this was a turning point. Lauren hopes it's miraculous. In the park, Summer skips her journey with Kyle ever since he left Lola. Kyle appeared. This cannot be how it ended for them. She had to know he loved her and getting married was the next step. He will prove that she can trust him, and they will be together. Summer accused Kyle of still wanting Lola. She sees their messages and he runs straight to Lola when he gets back to town. She imagines him telling her he wants her back. Kyle realized she was watching him and that someone was watching him. He recalls that Dina has passed away and Lola is sending his condolences. Summer is dirty, she is very sorry. They rehash him texting Lola from the hotel. Kyle was trying to be kind, Summer is blowing things away in proportion. At the Chancellor estate, Michael whispered to Kevin, I wonder if she needs money, then flashed a fake smile as Glo entered and remarked that she had been a wonderful visit. The talk revolved around her work in Los Angeles. Michael wants specifics. Gloria is quiet so Kevin tells her that she's working for a big studio or a small clothing store. Glo feels she is being questioned and is not satisfied that she is not getting any credit for how well their lives are going. They appreciate her but have questions. Glo breathed, hold it. Devon entered the guild and Abby spoke about her prize. She talked about Dina until Devon told her that he was in no mood to talk and wanted a drink. While sitting alone, he remembers his interactions with Nate and Elena over the past week. Chance comes when Devon escapes. Abby asked if he would return to the police force after a grueling investigation. Chance laughs that it's unofficial but he's optimistic. He explained that there was no evidence he was involved in a crime as there was no evidence that the crime was committed. Abby is turned on. Elena comes home to find Devon sitting in the dark. She was happy he was there and explained Nate suffered a serious hand injury, there is nerve damage. Elena pleads that people make mistakes without thinking, without saying a word. She was extremely sorry, then asked, what are you thinking, please say it. Devon looked at her in disgust, then gasped, wondering why she was doing this to his cousin. Is she punishing him for spending time with Amanda? Elena is afraid of losing him. Devon just wants her. His voice cracked as he talked about leaving her in the house and his heart, yet she still did this to him. Elena hated herself and tearfully asked him, "What do you want me to do?" Devon advised her to sleep in the guest room and then pack up in the morning. He didn't want her to live there anymore. Elena collapsed. Devon entered the guild and Abby spoke about her prize. She talked about Dina until Devon told her that he was in no mood to talk and wanted a drink. While sitting alone, he remembers his interactions with Nate and Elena over the past week. Chance comes when Devon escapes. Abby asked if he would return to the police force after a grueling investigation. Chance laughs that it's unofficial but he's optimistic. He explained that there was no evidence he was involved in a crime as there was no evidence that the crime was committed. Abby is turned on. Chance and Abby went to the hotel and Abby told Phyllis her gala was not bad. She felt relieved that there was finally an event where nothing happened that reported the front page. Phyllis frowned, then offered her condolences about Dina. In their room, Abby and Chance decide to spend the next day in bed, but Chance gets notified that the first thing Paul wants to see him. Abby decompressed. They will have to make use of tonight. Faith received a text and smiled. She was about to get out when Mariah stopped her. Faith lied that Nick was picking her up, but Mariah knew he was home. Faith insisted she would call Nick when she was ready. Mariah trusts her. Faith made sure she was fine and went outside to wait. Then, Billy entered and told Mariah that Faith was with an older girl in the Prime Minister Park. Mariah calls Nick then confronts Billy for hurting Faith with his article. He doesn't protect the innocent so he's basically as bad as Adam. She wondered if he would apologize, but Billy would try to achieve the better. Nick texts